Profile building. Super important. This is our next critical component in your business development plan. How present are you in various areas of, well, as we're going to look at here in just a moment, I think there are 5 sections to this component. So here's the first 2. Professional and bar associations, community and civic organizations. Let's look at each one here for a moment and referencing the BD plan up. So you can refer back and forth between this module and the plan that's in front of you. Also explain it a bit more in the outline as well. Professional bar associations obviously are great. Yeah, I'm in my state bar because I have to be. I'm in the American Bar Association. I'm in DRI, whatever those professional and bar associations are. It's groups of lawyers, right? And if you get a lot of referrals from other lawyers, it's great to be active here. You might pause and say, I'm in, like if you're an associate, I'm in a state bar association, but I'm not in any others. Where could I be present? What would make sense to me for finding those relationships, finding those referrals, getting more active? So you'll see here, what is the membership composition of that group? What could my role be? How many hours might I spend? You might be on a committee for the American Bar Association and you say, oh, we have quarterly meetings. I have to present at the annual conference. All right, I spend about 10 hours on this endeavor. Remember your time budget, okay? You're gathering information here to make sure that that's accurate. Community, civic, political organizations, charitable organizations, Habitat for Humanity, the Heart Association, whatever those happen to be. Look, first and foremost, it's because you care, you want to do it, right? So if you're involved in something like, did I say animal shelter already? Because you care, you love animals. Great. Getting involved in these for the right reasons is what it's about. Allow me to be a little bit mercenary. If you're going to a meeting of the board members of the Heart Association or the Cancer Foundation, or you know who else is in that meeting? Visa, Google, Bank of America, big engineering companies, the other larger businesses are on those boards along with you. So again, not trying to be too mercenary here because you're doing it for the right reason, but hey, what a great networking and relationship building opportunity this represents for you. So take time to kind of ponder it and figure out where you are, how you can make that, have the biggest ROI for you. If you aren't active, how you can become more active. Trade and industry organizations. This is also fun to do with lawyers because they'll be many times, oh, I'm involved in state bar, ABA, DRI, and not in trade and industry organization or association. That's fine. But you know what? This is a room full of not lawyers. This is a room full of potential clients. So I work with some, and I know lawyers that, wow, I am really active with the Realtors of Florida, the New York Bankers Association, the whatever that group of trade in the Western Growers Association. I knew an attorney who was really active with the Western Growers Association, and when she would go to those meetings and present, man, it was a great opportunity. A lot of client work, a lot of referrals came through being active in trade and industry associations. So part of your business development plan, this section on profile building, ask you to take a look at that, what might be in your area or nationally or internationally that is to quote Maverick, a target-rich environment. See if you can find something that works for you. Look at it in these terms. Who are the members? What are some of the things I might do for them? Later, we're going to talk about repurposing your writing. But one thing that I've just helped with during this last few months was a great article done by an attorney on employment. Let's see, I think it was in Colorado, and they're doing away with the restrictive covenants in employment contracts. That's great. That's awesome. Hey, we're active. We have another attorney who's active with this bankers group. maybe they'd want to know that for their high-end employees or for all their employees. So we got that article on employment published in the banking journal for their members, and it was a great entree to get the employment person in front of the banking folks. So we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail, but it relates to how present am I with these associations and organizations. There are 3 more components in profile building: publishing, accolades and rankings, your personal digital presence. Publishing, I'm going to cover in a little bit more detail next. Accolades and rankings, super important. We have a whole different module on this. And it kind of depends on the type of law you do. If I'm a personal injury lawyer, and I work with a bunch of them, so don't be offended, there's almost no ranking that I'm not interested in, right? Number 1 attorney for, and you know, you have a consumer-based client base, right? They're seeing billboards and buses and park benches, and they're not a GC or a fellow attorney. So you've got to, you know, be present where they're looking or where they would find you. So I get that. Chambers, Martindale, Hubbell, maybe if you're working with more corporate clients, that's more appropriate. Anyway, there's a whole different module on accolades and rankings. Personal digital presence, updating, maintaining, growing your bio. LinkedIn, we talked about it in just a moment ago. 71% of the time that a potential new client looks at you, they look at your LinkedIn profile. That's something you should take care of. So publishing. That banking story I mentioned just a moment ago, employment banking story, think of 3 ways, if you're going to be doing writing or presenting during the year, 3 ways that you can repurpose that content. There are a whole, probably 10 good ways that you could do this. And you might want to work with, if you're in a larger firm and you have a marketing or business development folks, say, look, I just presented at the American Bar Association on some new tax provisions. I'm on the tax committee. Okay, great. We could do some things with that presentation. We could turn that into an article. We could do a series of LinkedIn posts on the firm's website that you link to out of your profile as well. We could do a podcast on that. We could find others, kind of like the employment banking story, other practice groups or other publications where that content might be interesting. So you've spent 10, 20 hours putting that presentation together, that article together, whatever it was that you did, and maybe you're doing 1 of those a year, which is probably fine. But when you find 3 ways to repurpose it, you spend maybe another hour, you've done all the heavy lifting, but this is a great idea. It's on the BD plan there. Take some time to see if you're going to publish, and if you are, how you can repurpose that. Okay, this is a little teaser from another module, but it's really important for us here. All roads lead to your bio page. Doug, what do you mean by that? Your bio page is your presence on the internet. Now, look, it depends. I'm a solo firm, so I don't have a bio page. I have a website, okay? Or we're a smaller firm. Yeah, we do have Smith & Jones. There's a page on Sally Smith. There's a page on Mark Jones. Okay. I'm in a big firm. Yeah, I do have a bio in my larger firm, medium or large firm. Whatever is where you're at, I want you to treat that as your home page, if you will. And what I'm leading to here is all of these potential inbound links should be pointing to your bio page. Inbound links pointing to my bio page, what are you talking about, Doug? Very briefly, most of the search engines, one of the factors that's most important for them when presenting you as a result for search, environmental due diligence attorney, Arizona. Here you come because you're involved in a lot of organizations, you're in a lot of places that are all pointing to your bio page. It's one of the factors. I'm not explaining that very articulately, but it's called PageRank or domain authority, where your bio has a lot of good sites pointing to it. So you might do a little audit of yourself and say, like bar associations there in the lower right-hand corner. I haven't updated. That's like three firms ago. I need to update with the bar association. And when I'm giving them, here's how to point to me. I'll show you in the next here. Give them your URL. Point directly to your bio page. Your alumni at Harvard or Cornell or wherever you went to law school, Berkeley, you probably have an alumni page. Have that point to your bio page. This makes a difference to the search engines because Harvard, Berkeley, bar associations, those are all good websites that are pointing at you. Best lawyers, super lawyers, other directories like those trade industry groups you might be listed in. Have those point to your bio page, etc. So sometimes when I do this, lawyers are saying, now my URL is, it's like this usually. www.smithandjones.com/Sally Smith or dlapiper.com. And then whatever, when you go to your bio page, that little link that's in the top of your browser there, that's what you want to grab and send to all of those things I was showing you just a moment ago. This is just a small little teaser, but believe it or not, it's really helpful for your presence, for your profile building.